All right, everyone, here we are with ticker symbol IDEX, Ideanomics Inc. And before we jump into this chart, I want to say welcome to all the first-time viewers and investors. Welcome to the channel, Invest for Tomorrow. To all the subscribers, welcome back, and let's jump into this chart. So, Ideanomics Inc., we've been watching, I've been talking about the sideways movement, but I also pointed out how this has been in a slight downward slope. And when you get real close in and you zoom in here, it's hitting newer peaks, and we wanted to watch for that if it was going to fall down and hit a newer peak and fall down. Now, it's doing it really slowly since this point, right? We've seen it and we've been watching it. It's a really subtle movement, but as long as it doesn't break through 170, this could still hold itself up. If it breaks through 170, we could start to see this hit newer lows and newer support levels. So that's something we've been watching for. The other point that was very important was down here at 178. We're currently sitting at 179. We're 1 cent away from it. It broke through that 178 range, and we're going to look at those new support levels based off the chart. It's new resistance, and you can see clearly that 179 where it's hanging out is right now below the previous support level. Now, the 50-day moving average is up here at 183. And another thing that's very interesting is support has turned into a resistance, and it was barely touched twice. And this just moved to 178 post-market. So here it is at 183. I think that's one of the most important resistance levels right now for this stock. So let's look at our new support levels, our new resistance levels. And I want every single investor to keep in mind 188. You want to write that down. That's a very important resistance level in the near term for the next coming weeks and days. Let's look at our new resistance level based off the chart, which was our previous support level. And there's a very important rejection going on there that we need to watch closely. So, what is our new support? Our new support, which was touched 4 times in the day as it was in that dip, is 176. 176, if it gets broken through, you're going to want to watch how this stock reacts between 176 and 170, and if the bulls are trying to reappear or are the bears tearing this one down. Very, very important to keep that in mind. Pay close attention to the stock and how it's reacting. 176 is our support. If it gets broken through, watch the behavior and how quickly is it moving down and pulling further away from the 50-day moving average. So I want every single investor to be aware of that. Now, our resistance, as I stated earlier, was our previous support level, and it's turned into a resistance. It's 183. And the 50-day moving average to the hundreds and thousands place is 183 as well. So we want to watch these cues. They're very important, and this resistance level needs to be broken through by the bulls to get one step closer to the 50-day moving average. Now, as we just saw, it jumped right back up to 179. So there's a tug of war here going on between the bulls and the bears to see if this is going any lower, or are the bulls going to reappear and build some momentum. But they definitely need to break through 183 and the 183 to the hundreds and thousands place of the 50-day moving average. Turn it into a support, pull away from it, and get closer to 188 to form that staircase effect and bring this stock up to newer highs and new resistance levels and pull further away from the support and those newer lows as this is getting closer to 170 again. That's very important to keep that in mind. But I'm going to pull up here the MACD so we can see what it's indicating. Obviously, the last couple hours of the day is a little bit hard to use this and say it's significantly going to do what it's showing due to the fact that the volume is a little bit less, but it's always good to check it out. So right now there's dark green bars that have formed and they're going into light green. That's why we're seeing this slight dip, and that's why there's a battle here where the bulls are actually pulling this up 1 cent and the bears are pulling it down 1 cent, and it's kind of just in the same area. If this can grow back up to dark green bars and work its way up, we want to watch closely the MACD down here with the lines because it's already doing a slight recovery, which is the recovery we see here, right? And it's kind of just leveling off. So this isn't like a bearish run that's going to destroy the chart. It can get closer to support, and if it breaks through it, it might hit newer lows, but we want to watch, because if it's just leveled off, even though it's going downwards, the bulls can actually reappear and bring more dark green bars and form like a staircase effect, right? Like we see here, working its way up. And this blue line, which I'm going to draw in just a moment, could actually continue that upward movement. Once it crosses that midway point, which is this area here, the midway point, and it crosses it, this could be on its way back up and actually break through the resistance, break through the 50-day moving average, and reach newer highs. So we need to pay very, very close attention to how the stock's reacting. Right now, it looks like the bears are dominating. At this point, we're going to watch this very early in tomorrow morning and see what is going on and how it's going to react, because the MACD, yes, it's showing that it's slowly leveling off, but there's still potential for it to rise back up. Now, if it continues this way, right, because this volume is very, very low. This bullish volume here was 45,000, 4,000, and then it actually kind of got canceled out by 48,000 here, and then it went to 100, 600, and 800. That's why in the MACD, it's not like a very steep downward direction. It's kind of leveled off. So it can kind of have an opportunity here for the bulls early on tomorrow to pull up, but they need to still break through the 50-day moving average, and specifically 188 to pull away deeper into bullish territory. So that's some interesting stuff. Now, the MACD is not the only indicator I use. I use multiple different ones, but it is pretty good to use as an indication during these moments where there's low volume, but you still have to see how it's working out, because they're a lot better to use during intratrade. So pay close attention to that tomorrow morning and see where this is heading with these cues. I hope you guys are well equipped for tomorrow's trading day. And as always, if you found this video helpful and informative, please do so and subscribe. Don't forget to click on the bell to turn on all notifications and not miss a single video that I post. Share this with your friends and community. And don't forget to hit the like button to let me know you watch this video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money. At the end of this video, there's going to be a pop-up video, and in that video, I will be discussing about the S&P 500 index and how it's been rising several points on scheduled dates. As you see here on the graph, these circles are the dates that the pumps have happened, and I use them as examples to show you guys how much the stocks have risen, and the S&P 500 index rose on those dates. And the reason why it's rising is due to the fact that the Federal Reserve is pumping the markets. On these dates, the charts and the dates speak for themselves, as we can see it here, and I break it down into more detail in the video. But just to summarize it, on these dates, the S&P 500 rises, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with it, anywhere from 30 cents to $3 per share. I know it may not seem like a lot, but per share that does add up, and these individual ticker symbols are giving you back profits. These are profits, and like I always say, profits are profits. Whether it's $1 put into the market and you get back $2, you've put in an initial investment and you got back more than what you started with. That's what it's all about. And also in the video, I go into further detail showing you guys these dates and showing you how much it rose. Like, for example, this was one of the last pump dates, and the lowest point that it reached was down here at 35.11, and the highest point reached was 35.57. That's like a 40-point jump. And here we're seeing the same thing. It went down to 35.88, and it rose up to about, I'd say, let's see, this is all still in the same day. It rose up to about a total amount of 36.23. When you do the math, that's almost a 40 to 50 point jump, and there's individual ticker symbols rising up with this. Now, I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm just here to inform every single investor on the great news, on the opportunity to maximize profits and minimize losses. You have to do your due diligence and research, but these charts and the dates speak for themselves. I mean, this was probably one of the largest jumps that I've seen in the last couple of pumps, and it was down here at 33.02, and it rose up to about 33.88. That was an 80-point jump. There was probably ticker symbols rising up more than $3 per share on those dates. And even on these dates, there's individual ticker symbols rising more than $3 per share. Check it out. See for yourselves. And my best advice is look for ticker symbols that may be resembling the behavior of the S&P 500 index, and you'll be able to go ahead and give it a shot. Check it out. Again, I'm not there to tell you to buy, sell, or hold anything in particular. I'm not there to guarantee you profits. I'm just here to go ahead and share the information along with every single viewer and investor. The video should be popping up soon. If you haven't seen it already, pop up. There is the link down below in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.